Like your permission to record this conversation. Do I have your permission?
Yes, yes, you do.
Okay.
I'll be recording as well.
Oh, good. So, first off, I want to know if you want us gone. Are you trying? You sent me an eviction.
I didn't send you an eviction.
You sent me a pre-eviction notice. Do you want the restaurant out of here?
Not if we can come to an understanding. No.
So what do you mean by come to an understanding? That's a vague statement.
It's not that big. We need to figure out the finances. That's a starter. Honestly, the starter should be how we get to this point in the first place.
So finances. So there's the first question. So you charged me a crazy amount of late fees. I didn't pay you just because I didn't want to pay you. I didn't pay you the rent because our business suffered greatly in the beginning of this pandemic. And as soon as it caught back up, I started paying rent. So you think it's fair to charge me almost double the rent in late fees?
That's what the lease states.
It is what the lease states, but morally, you can make a decision.
I'm not going down the trail of morals, I can tell you that.
Okay,
that's a different discussion. That's for damn
So
sure.
you think that's fair? You think it's fair in a time of crisis?
I think it's fair to stick to the lease, yeah.
To pretty much, you're going to almost bankrupt the restaurant.
We're down on finances, Bobby. We are not making that much money over there. We've been only doing takeout here.
Yep.
We don't have dine-in. We haven't been able to sell alcohol, though, which is a big part of it too.
I understand. I spearheaded this thing day one, Jess. I have it all, paper trail emails. I sat down
Show
with
me.
you March 14th. We sat in there. I had a realtor in here. I stayed for 20 extra minutes. You told me to go pound sand. I have nothing to offer you. I have 40 days
What are you
left.
talking about? You wanted me to advertise for you. You
No,
had nothing
Jess,
to do
I
with
said
this.
that's not true. That's not true. I knew that your business was going to suffer. It's obvious. Everybody's going to suffer.
And what did you
And
offer?
what? I offered, the conversation didn't go any further than 10 minutes in.
I
did all
asked
the talking.
I asked you if you could
Jesse,
defer the
you-
payments for the solar loans. Did I not?
Yes. you
Okay.
did. And then
And I said I couldn't make the rent this week.
nope, that's not what you said.
I have it on camera, Bobby.
Okay. That's not what you said. You didn't ask me to defer. You said I asked you these questions. I sparked the conversation. As per usual. I took the time to have the conversation after the realtor left and said, let's talk about this. Let's figure out a way that we can work together to make sure that everybody stays afloat.
What were you didn't suggest
Just,
anything,
you
Bobby.
didn't give me a chance. 3 months has gone by with nothing until I send a letter.
Yep.
Until I send a letter.
Possibly evicting us. Yep. And charging us.
This is what it's taken for you to come to the table and have a discussion with me. I have reached out to Max at least twice.
It's very difficult to talk to you because just like right now you're raising your voice and you get really overbearing.
I'm not overbearing. Those are the facts. Those are the facts. So when you come to me and say you're asking me a question, I'm trying to kick you out,
Well,
I
that's
tried to
what this paper
avoid that
says.
3 months ago.
By
So as time
talking
goes
to
by,
me for 10 minutes.
just you told me, if you have it on camera, then revisit the conversation, please, and please play it for Max. When you
Okay.
say we're oil and water, you have nothing to offer me. Sorry. That's
That
how
was-
you ended the conversation.
That was
I
not
walked
that
away.
conversation. That was months prior. That was when you wanted to put a sign on our porch and set up shop on our porch and solicit our customers.
Just that is not true. I am here to talk facts. That is a fact.
Okay, so
I came to
do you
on
want
that
us
day.
gone? Do you want to evict us? Or do you want to work with us knowing that our sales are down and we're struggling? Or do you want to charge us all this money in extra fees and penalties knowing that we're not going to make it and have to
over
Close
half
the
the rent,
doors.
which we
So
Can't afford.
what do you guys need?
I need you to get rid of the late fees and the penalties and understand that the world was in a time of crisis and that we weren't doing it to be vindictive. We were doing it because we couldn't afford it. Like 3/4 of the rest of the world.
it was hard enough for us to be able to get the PPP loan, which
Right.
is past what we were able to get anyway.
Right.
So we're not getting a
you're-
lot.
and
We
you're-
aren't getting a lot. We're barely paying our employees.
I understand,
right now.
Max. I understand, brother. And that's why I came to Jess before. And it's not a mute point.
It is a mute point, Bob, because when you say you came to me, you don't come to me. Your version of coming to me and asking to work together is sputtering 3 words and turning around and talking to me as you walk away from me.
That's not true.
That is true.
Well, this is where we're at today. This is, in my mind, in
Okay,
our recollection,
so-
how things have transpired and where we are today is because of the fact that you haven't been willing to come and be transparent.
Be
don't-
transparent. What does that mean?
Just to tell me what you can't. The conversation went. The last I spoke with you was, where do we stand? And you told me you had 40 days. That's what you told me. You drew a line in
know
the sand.
what
In
you're
40
talking
days,
about.
I'm going bankrupt. If business does not pick up and our doors are closed for 40 days,
Right.
that's
that was
the end of it.
first week of the pandemic.
Right.
thought
Nothing
we were
since then.
screwed.
There's been nothing.
No,
since
you
then.
haven't reached out to me.
That's
I
not
haven't
tr-
reached out to you. You're right. We're both
That's not
the
true.
same.
That is not true.
How have you reached out to me?
I guess
Okay, so I guess I'm not. This is what I'm saying. I'm not like I've been in the dirt all day. I'm not prepared. If I had 2 hours to prepare for this, I would have a file full.
Okay. So you want to take over the restaurant?
No, I don't
Because
wanna
we
take over
can't
the
work
restaurant.
together. So you just want us to go.
I didn't.
Go
You're
under.
saying we can't work together.
We can't.
Okay.
Look at this. We can't even have a conversation about charging
Just
late
because
fees.
I want to talk about. I said you asked me about the late fees,
Okay.
and I said I'm willing to consider anything. What is your do you have a proposal?
Yeah, I can pay you the rent and I can pay the solar loans. I can't pay double that.
Okay, well you didn't. That's not what you said. You're
You
asking
didn't
me.
let me finish.
so. I guess the basic question here is: are you able to say you'll waive the late fees?
I'm willing to consider it. Yes.
So
But it's a yes or no question. I
It's
think
not.
is what-
It's not that cut and dry, man. It's not. It's not cut and dry when there's a lot of other underlying issues that need to be resolved.
Like what?
Anyway, we can.
there has been something that has been going on, Bobby. You know, there's 3 months of I don't know if you've seen the news, but you know, we've been going through a crisis. We have been going through a crisis.
Right,
So
correct.
the simple question should honestly be answered by a simple answer: yes or no. Can you do that or no?
I'll have to talk to my lawyer, but I'm willing to waive the fees if there's other things that I'm not going to continue to deal with things that I have to. We on a daily basis have to deal with.
another vague statement. You need to.
Okay, just
what
well,
does that mean?
that's why I said we have to sit down and.
Well, that's
I'm
why
not-
we're here. You're the one that put a time date on this,
Yeah,
so
10
it needs
days.
to be done now. I have a full-time job. I don't make my own schedule anymore.
So what does that look like? So you have enough money to come up with a security deposit, starting from day one, which I was nice enough to give you a full year grace period on,
Okay.
$3,200,
Yep.
but you told me no until today.
I don't
So
have
there-
the money. No, but yeah. So I will take the money that I got for the disaster loan and apparently not fix the disaster of our restaurant and just give it all to you.
Just in there, what does that say?
You
What
want
does
me to
that
read the
paper say?
document to you?
Yes,
Your
please.
lawyer wrote it.
I know.
I'm not going to read 4 pages to you right now.
Okay. It's not pay this money or
It is,
you're evicted.
or the eviction process will start.
Within 10 days.
Yep,
She
within
she
10
has
days of the
within 10
receipt
days
of
to be
this
able to-
email,
to come up with a plan.
or negotiate. It says, or negotiate.
A plan.
Yeah, so that's why we're here.
I'm not saying come up with $12,000, you're gone.
So another thing I want to address is the electricity.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
If you are
So you're
unable
charged-
to make payments or take the actions described above, please contact me immediately, but no later than 10 days from the date of this letter to discuss a plan for satisfying the past due obligations and all future obligations under the lease. If you do not or are not able to agree and stick with a payment plan that is satisfactory to
Payment
Mr. Graves
Correct.
and make him
There's
whole
no
for
payment plan in
delinquent
there.
payments in a short period of time or otherwise fail to perform your obligation pursuant to the to lease, Mr. Graves has instructed me to institute legal action against your business to evict your business from the premises and or to attempt to collect all of the unpaid amounts which are due under the lease.
Right. The key sentence there is payment plan.
There's nothing in there that states a payment plan. It
That's
says
where the discussion
$11,800 are due. Okay, so to add to this discussion, okay, so this is what you would like. Okay, this is what you're demanding. Let's address the electricity. You have been running. You have at least 5 chest freezers. I have video of all the equipment running in the your room downstairs. Refrigerators, walk-in freezers. For your business has been running here for a year. You had heaters running when you were doing sheetrock down there. You had fans and heaters upstairs during the winter. You leave lights on. How am I going to be compensated for the electricity that I've been paying for your business to run for the last year?
So this goes back to
February of 2019.
right, Jess. Right. That is the date. What was the date that we were supposed to have? When was the purchase and sale time for this property?
Before you opened your business.
Correct.
Yeah. So I opened my business, so I've been running that business
So
with the mind frame that I am the only business that is running out of there. That's why there's only 1 meter. And then
Correct.
you implemented a second business that started using my electricity that the restaurant pays for, my utilities, taking up our space, having random people during this coronavirus walking through our space without masks on,
Also
not
isn't
taking
in the
it.
lease as well. You're supposed to be giving us 24 hours notice to be able to tell us
You-
that
you
people
have-
are coming in and out of the place.
You have not been. You've just done what you wanted because it's your property and not taken
not
us
true.
into consideration. You have. You said this is how it's going to be. You're going to like it, and that's it.
that's not what I said.
in the
Those
lease-
words never came out of my mouth.
in the
That's
lease, though,
what your
Bobby,
actions show.
in the lease,
There's
it's-
another. You are not exclusive. You're right. The electricity is an issue.
Right.
And I
So
have.
So maybe that $3,200. My electric bill is over $600 a month.
That's no different from just have you see if you had responded when I said let's have a read meter put in temporarily to see how much you're actually
The
drawing.
read meter isn't going to do a difference.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't because I'm not running the air conditioners. We're friggin' suffering in there. I haven't been running the air conditioners, and the friggin' restaurant was 52 degrees all winter because I'm trying to save money.
Just a read meter does make sense.
No, unless you're going to go put it on all your equipment individually.
That's
it
right.
doesn't make sense.
It goes to the circuit breakers.
But all right, so whatever it does, it's too late for that now. A year has gone by. I'm sure $3,200 is probably pretty close to what your refrigerator truck's running in the driveway 24 hours.
That's not-
for
see, that's-
2-3 days in a row. Both of them. I have it on video. I know they were running
How do you know that?
because I walked over and you can hear the engine running.
Just that was plugged in for 1 day a week.
That's not true.
It is true. It definitely is true.
Not true.
I'm not saying there isn't a compensation here for
Okay,
electricity. I've
so-
been trying
well,
to
let's-
address it. That's not what I'm saying.
The only
There
way
are-
you can address it is to get your own meter. It's not fair that you guesstimate. What if you're paying not enough? What if I'm paying not enough? It's not fair. There's no way to figure it out. There's
Just-
no way to put it in there for a month and decide, okay, well, we use this much. Oh, but the next month it's going to be 800 degrees and you're going to have to crank 2 air conditioners, or it's going to be 12 degrees and now you're going to be running an entire thing out here. This is going to have to be heated and
Put
this is going to
yourself
have to
in-
be. It's not fair.
Okay, I understand. You know what isn't fair on the other side is me coming to you and saying, how do we fix this? And Jess, you gave me 40 days. Why am I going to go spend...
I don't know what you're talking about with
Well,
40
then
days.
please look at the footage and share it with all of us. It's important. I took that step the day I had the realtor thinking about selling this place, saying, I have this option.
Think about selling it after you refuse to sell it to me.
So I think we should have another visit. And I think I should bring the purchase and sales and say, these were the terms. This is how it de-escalated. And this is where we ended up.
Right.
Right.
And then where we ended up,
If
you
if
said,
you
"No, I
not
want
buying
to
the
go
building
back
is still an
here."
issue, and that's an issue for Max and everybody else that's part of the umami scene, which it
It's
probably
just a
is.
snowball.
It's not a
It's
snowball.
a snowball, Bobby. It's all these different little things, these different little ways you've pinched us and hurt the business.
And how long is this going to take, too, as well? Because we only have 9 days now. And Jess, again, has a full-time job, and you've partitioned this already to being set up for now what is 9 days.
Correct.
To be
How do-
completely honest,
how do we pull
I
that
don't want to
off?
have to fight and have these conversations. I used to be friends with Colin. I don't like this whole thing. It's all nothing but negative tension here.
Who has deterred you from being friends with Colin? I sure as hell haven't.
I'm not commenting on that.
Good idea.
I don't want to have to do this. I want to be able to run our business left alone. I want to not have to pay your electricity. I'll pay the rent and pay whatever I'm supposed to pay. We've been doing it all along. We had one hiccup in the last 4 years. That's it. Lance is going to be emailing you all the receipts from the septic. We've never missed a septic pumping.
Good.
I don't know what that text was you sent Max. There's nobody even in the restaurant.
See, that's
It's nitpicky little
And
things.
it's not
Bobby, and
nitpicky,
making
Jess.
it
When there
really,
is-
it's making it really unhealthy.
if
And
you
it's-
owned a building and the septic is flooded,
Bobby, the septic has had problems since the day we bought this
that is not
property.
true.
It is true. Lance and Dave both said the same thing. That's why you had
No,
a
it
design
doesn't.
drawn up.
What it doesn't do is it doesn't handle the water load you're putting through it. That's what happens.
And you guys washing the vegetables and using water.
We don't wash vegetables.
You don't wash vegetables?
Who told you to wash vegetables?
So you have 3 sinks downstairs not being used at all.
We don't. It's not on our license. We don't wash vegetables.
It doesn't matter if it's on your license, but
We don't wash.
why are the
Everything is
sinks wet?
pre-washed.
Why are
What?
the sinks
I usually-
wet?
You don't-
Why
you
How
don't
are the
have 3
sinks
sinks?
wet?
No, we
The
do have
white
three
sink
sinks.
is
I don't
wet.
wash vegetables.
What white sink?
the wash tub?
For one thing, why would you know that a white sink is
You
wet?
left the door wide open today.
So what you're saying is you walked in our space.
I thought you were in there.
Good to know. Did you knock?
Yeah, I said Bobby and walked in.
That's not. I don't walk in your facility. Don't walk in ours.
I was looking for you. The door
doesn't
was wide
matter. I
open.
don't
You
walk
walk
into
in
yours,
my
I'm looking.
facility every day.
Yep, without notice.